Guys, you got to help me on this one. And you got to let me know down below. I'm going to change where I'm doing tactics. And the big one is, I know you've not seen me for a long time, is on my tactics videos too complicated. I've been getting so many questions. Look, we do a lot of testing behind the scenes, and sometimes we deliberately do things in videos just to see responses. I want to give like an exhibit from this video here. Now, this in my video, this maybe looking back in hindsight, maybe it was a confusing video. I have a script for the video, but I have like these pointers, and sometimes I do go on a tangent. I'm trying to make a tactic more elaborate, but the reason why I do it is because I want A, for you to improve in the game, and B, it's because everyone should know how tactics work. And maybe my assumption is wrong because I'm thinking most of the viewers are the same recurring viewers. I know 90% of you are going to be fine, but for the 10%, I want to know what your opinions are. You know, when I tried to draw this out, I thought I made it seamless because went through the tactics in the beginning. I literally shifted through the code, even showed some player examples, and then explained what tactics I would use for each session. So that way you can just be like, okay, you know what? You can see in the first 10 seconds, okay, that is that tactic. And then maybe I go forward and I talk about, okay, that's a defensive variation. And then I talk about, for example, okay, this is the attacking variation. So I want to know, is this method I'm doing completely wrong? That is why we tried to make it seamless. In fact, the whole idea was people were saying, like, no, I'm bored of playing the same thing again. Can you make and try different tactics out of every form? That's what I've been trying to do, trying to release the best tactic for each formation, the best meta tactic for a 4-2-2, 4-4-2. And instead of taking the mick and longing it out, what I would normally do is I would normally do one key variation, for example, like the 4-3-3 fourth variation. And to be honest, if I wanted to take the piss, I could have probably just made this video. So then you can see, for example, like here, I end up giving 4 different tactics in this video over here, for basically the 4-2-1-3, the 4-3-3, 4-3-3 fourth variation, and one with 2 CDMs. So the idea is, instead of taking the mick and making one of these tactics videos out, I make one tactic every Friday, which is basically the key tactic for that week. And then the meta tactics are basically a system that you can use for the weekend league, because it's all about systems. And I say you want to always adjust this for your playstyle. So that's one your feedback. Am I just doing this completely wrong? I really need to know. Now, there's a few things that we've done over the years. First of all, people that test tactics out are people that I trust. Early days when I used to test tactics out, I learned very early on, no BS. People don't know what they're talking about. Um, as I always say, you don't ask a random person on the street about brain surgery. If I give a top tier tactics to someone who's in Division 4 and they run out with a centre back, they're going to lose regard. That's why people always say tactics don't work. Most of them, they don't know how to play the game. They don't know how to adjust the tactics. This is why we try to make people adjust tactics. You know, certain things like no camera. So, in case you're wondering why is there no face cam, I actually believe in tutorials, and I've actually tested this because we've got people that played FIFA or FC, people that didn't. My friends' girlfriends, stuff like that, right? And then what we done is we put eye trackers on them, we made them watch a video. And we found out most of the time, even when we had like a tutorial, like let's say a traditional tutorial, a traditional NealGuides tutorial, let's say one with controllers. So let's say, to be honest, we don't really make them as frequent as we once do. But let's say, for example, you have one with a controller on the screen. People look like at my face cam, like over here or wherever it is, on my left or my right. They look at the face cam and they don't look at the controls, which is the most important thing. And then they miss when to press the button. So this is why, personally speaking, I don't like using the camera, because it really takes away um, from the video. I think for educational videos, that's just my opinion. Um, and I know also there's a few things like the language barrier. I know with AI is getting a bit easier, but I know with the London accent, I speak very fast. I'm very, very well aware of that. So I understand that maybe people don't really understand me as well. Maybe I should probably do a bit better and slow down. It's a bit hard. The issue is compressing these videos into a 10-minute video, because you see, for the Friday tactics, I can go in and I can spend ages. I can say, look, this is how the tactic works. You can do this if you don't like it. That was the whole idea. But like, let's say, for example, a video on Friday, I literally have 10 minutes. Now, people don't understand. Um, I just need to make the video literally 8 minutes and I'll get the money, because the truth is, people don't understand is, as long as you make the video 8 minutes, you're going to get money. Now, with YouTube AdSense so low, to be honest, these videos don't even make, probably making a loss with the with the price of editors, these videos won't even make that much money, to be honest. They cover the editor cost, that's it. So to be honest, it doesn't make. That's why we had this whole website. The idea behind the website, which was actually very very good. But the reason behind the website was people, they can literally just see the code, and to be honest, it was mainly used for tax reviews. And it was meant to be for these ones. To be honest, it's not been updated for some time. That's a bit on my fault. There was an individual that updated these. But yeah, I apologize for that. That's just not being updated. But we used to release the tactics codes out because we used to test the tactics, finish them, and upload the codes before the video. And sometimes I'll make some last minute changes. So I might cut a segment of the video and change it. So that was the kind of idea behind this. But I feel like people didn't really care about the codes. So I don't know about that. I think it worked well. At the time, people, not many people review the site anymore. But the tactics reviews, we're thinking of maybe we're going back to tactics reviews. I just wanted to get a lot of the foundation, especially, there's a big patch that came out a few days ago. A lot of these things, they really impact the game. And I feel like it's my job, I really need to explain to people, okay, this is how tactics work. You need to understand this. Otherwise, you won't improve. And maybe one of the few reasons why I have survived in this industry is because of my no BS demeanor. People, I'm not going to chat nonsense. I don't care what the community says. So, just to give me some feedback, guys, on what you want to see. Look, I might try. I think even though I put the website, and the reason why we did a website as well, because the website has no ads. So to make it easier for every single person, we literally put it on a website, so you can literally go on your phone. If your internet is bad, you don't have to load the video. You can just see the code, and that way, if the code ever changes, it will be updated on the video. I mean, on the website. That was the idea behind the website, and that's why we've not been using it for the past few weeks. Is because we've also just been seeing how people react, how they they ask you where's the code, stuff like that. So that's number one. We've tried to show the tactics codes early on. The problem is, I know what happens is people think, oh no, guy talks too much. Let's just skip here to like 4 minutes, right? And then they go see a midway through tactic, as opposed to, for example, normally I'll show the tactic code in the first 30 seconds. I normally go over the player roles page because I can show you a bit better in full screen. But I don't know what I should do about that. That's people, they just skip 30 seconds in. What can I really do? But let me know what you think about that. Maybe I'm thinking of adding the code on the video, but it's kind of stupid. People even ask me, for example, oh, where's the code? When, for example, like here, the code is, for example, on the left hand side, literally, like when the video starts, literally the code is there, and then it's literally there. People are like, oh my god, where's the code? That's what I tried even saying the code out loud. So this is the problems that we're running into. The problem is now is just so many mixed reactions. I've kind of gauged that from the video over here. Like, you're way too complicated in your tactics. Maybe I think I go too in depth, and I think that maybe I'm trying to help too many people out when people just need the basics. I'm not really too sure, and that is why I may just go back to, what, on Saturday I'm not going to bother with the explanations. I'm just going to give you the codes and let everyone else go to their own devices. And maybe those who really want to improve, maybe at the end I might touch upon it. But that's what I'm just thinking of doing. That's what I kind of did for some videos. So I'll just give you the codes. These are our tactics, copy them. And then at the end, I try to go do them. But the system that I do now is basically I go through a tactic and then I'll say, for example, okay, this is what I suggest. And then what I would say normally is, okay, look, let's say you struggle defensively and you need 2 CDMs, for example. Then I'll say find 2 CDM variations. I know this tactic was a bit complicated because it depended on what positions you had. This is more of a future video for the future. But I think that's a mistake. So also let me know what you think is, should I go through the tactics first and then add the explanations at the end, which is not what I do, which is kind of counterproductive, or do I go through each tactic and then have the explanation? That way someone can either stay for the explanation or they can skip to the next one. I'm not too sure, but like I said, I really want to know your opinions, whether you're a regular viewer, short-term viewer, maybe you just come and just skip my videos and just try to find the code. Either way, it's very, very important for your feedback. But yeah, I just want to make this video. Just let me know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's kind of an off the cuff video. I only have a few notes here. I don't really have anything else. But yeah, if you think there's anything I can do to improve, I mean, I'm thinking I'm keeping the Friday and Saturday. Like for example, like this video here, this came out on the 13th, which was on Monday. The reason why we released this video is because I didn't want to take the mic either and just upload the video for the sake of it. I wanted to make sure I tested everything properly, and there were some issues with the positioning, and this is why I didn't release the video. I don't want to just. The most important thing is reputation. I don't want to chuck anything out there just for the sake of it. So yeah, any feedback, let me know about the tactics videos. What do you want to see changed? What I'm thinking of doing now is, do you remember how like back in the day I used to do these animations, and you may be wondering why did I get rid of these animations? It's because people that don't care. I know some of you watching these videos might be thinking, oh, you know what, Neil, I actually care. But the problem is that there's too few people that do. So let's say, for example, like here, I'll have like a weekly tactic update. Then I'll do something like this. And I was thinking maybe doing something similar like this, maybe showing the codes early on. It might kill my watch time and might kill my channel, even though all tutorial channels are dying in the first place. But then that's why I made the site. So I'm thinking of doing something like this, and then just before I used to use gameplay stuff as well, I just have no gameplay stuff. Go for the tactics, get it done as quick as I can in 8 minutes. Then maybe, for example, sometimes I put like a little disclaimer or like a black box with text at the background that says, okay, you know what? This tactic, see if I can find it. Some of the videos have it, some of them don't. It just depends on how complicated it is. Like sometimes, if I can find one here, do I even have one? It's like you can see, for example, Levy's tactics. Getting to add on my own bloody videos, great. But for example, like, okay, you see, like I put this little black box here. I'm thinking maybe I do, for example, if you don't understand how tactics work, please check a tutorial on how tactics works, because I think a lot of people, they don't understand how just tactics works in general. So I think maybe that's kind of an issue. But this is the problem. I have literally to do 4 tactics. I can't do it under 8 minutes. Not to explain it. I could probably. It takes about 8 to 10 minutes, I would say, to explain a tactic. At least understand the system. So I'm trying to keep it as quick as possible. I don't want to go over a diatribe. Like I've already made this video 12 minutes long talking about absolute nonsense. But yeah, just let me know whatever you think. We're gonna close video here without a script and without a timing. As you can see, I'm way, way above. But let me know, and hope maybe that probably explained the process of why certain things were certain ways. And yeah, we're always looking to improve at the end of the day from our end. And we also look for some people to test tactics out. If you're willing to test, we kind of did something at the beginning of the year, but it wasn't really that successful. I kind of released the tactics early on my second YouTube channel. We might try that again. I would do it on Twitter, but Twitter, can I be honest? A lot of times Twitter now, like, yeah, people just posting like tactics just for the sake of it. Honestly, I mean, sometimes people just make it up on the spot. I'm generally convinced. But like, we did some things when the game came out in my second channel. For example, like the 4-2-3-1 tactics. And then, for example, maybe that's not a good one. Here it is, like this meta 4-3-3. And then, for example, some people give the feedback here. We might do this, so that way I have my usual people doing the feedback. Because it's important, because they know what to test. They know exactly what to test. Even, for example, if I give it to an elite player, they still don't know what I'm talking about. Even sometimes, most of the time when a pro player describes the tactics, I swear I don't even know what they're talking about. Of course, they know in general how to play the game, but sometimes a lack of understanding by pro players is quite common. Not all the pros, of course, a lot of pros don't know what they're doing, but I do coaching, and a lot of my clients literally come from pro players because they don't know anything or don't know how to teach the game. But they're good at the game. This is a big, big difference. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So let me know what system you want to see. That's kind of what I want to go back into. Release tactics out on my second channel, let people review them, and then I upload them. That's what I'm thinking. But I'm just not sure. I might just do it anyway. And to be honest, this tanks my main video on my main channel, but I might just do it anyway, just to see. Because what I used to do before is I used to have my main guys, they would test tactics out, different they're different levels. So like they have like some guy in like Division 7, Division 5. So that way, an elite division. So I know how the average player will react, and then I fine tune it. So maybe I might do this structure again where I release the tactics out on my second channel, go on my first channel, and then maybe have like a link. Like if you don't understand how tactics work, please check this out. But yeah, I don't even know. I've gone into a diatribe. But thanks for watching. Let me know down below. Peace out, guys.